Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to crack the code on what companies are really up to. Today we're diving into an 8K filing from CEL SCI Corporation, and it looks like they've been busy raising some cash. Let's see what this deal means for them and for you. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe for unfiltered corporate insights and join our Discord community linked in the description to keep the conversation going. This is basically a report that companies file when something important happens that shareholders need to know about right away. And for CEL SCI on July 11th, 2025, something pretty big went down relating to the sale of their stock. So CEL SCI Corporation, the company we're looking at, is involved in developing, well, their big project seems to be a drug called Multikine. They're a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company, meaning they're testing out new medicines to see if they work and if they're safe, and they're based in Colorado. The filing is dated July 14th, 2025, but the key event it covers happened a few days earlier on July 11th. You might know CEL SCI's stock ticker CBM, trading on the NYC American. Now, what happened on July 11th? CEL signed a deal called a placement agency agreement with a company named Think Equity LLC. Think Equity acts like a middleman, helping companies sell their stock to investors. This agreement was all about selling 1,500,000 shares of CEL SCI's common stock. They set the price at $3.82 per share. This price was determined based on the current market price, which is pretty normal for this kind of offering. The deal itself wrapped up just a few days later on July 14th. From this stock sale, CEL SCI brought in about $5,730,000 before they paid any fees or expenses. That's a nice chunk of change. What are they going to do with this money? The main goal is to keep developing Multikine, their key drug. They'll also use it for general business stuff and day-to-day operations. This tells us that funding their drug development is a critical priority. Now let's talk about those fees. CEL SCI had to pay Think Equity a fee of 7% of the money they raised. So that's about $400,000 paid to the placement agent. Plus, they had to cover some of Think Equity's expenses, up to $95,000. So when all is said and done, the actual net amount CEL SCI received will be less than the $5.7 million. As part of this deal, CEL SCI also agreed not to issue any new stock or similar types of securities for 30 days after July 11th. This is a pretty standard term to prevent them from flooding the market with more shares and potentially driving down the price right after this offering. On top of that, the company's own leaders, like the directors and officers, agreed not to sell their own shares for 45 days after July 11th. This is called a lockup agreement. It's designed to show investors that the insiders have confidence in the company's future and aren't just planning to dump their stock. The agreement itself is pretty standard. It lays out what CEL SCI promises, what Think Equity promises, and what happens if something goes wrong, like if the stock offering is a disaster. They've included clauses that protect both parties, especially under securities laws. To let everyone know about this deal, CEL SCI put out a press release on July 11th, the same day they signed the agreement announcing the pricing. And then another press release on July 14th, the day the deal closed, confirming that they had successfully sold the shares. This section lists all the extra documents that come with the report, like the actual placement agency agreement and legal opinions. It's like the appendix of the filing, providing all the supporting evidence. Here's the formal contract itself, the heart of this report. And this is a legal opinion from a law firm, likely confirming that the stock issuance was done correctly. This is the first public announcement letting the world know they're selling stock at that specific price. And this is the announcement confirming the deal is done and the money is in. Finally, the report is signed off by the CEO, Geert Kirsten, making it official. Now, let's wrap this up with a big picture view. CEL SCI just completed a stock offering to raise vital funds for their main drug, Multikine. Raising $5.7 million is a significant event for a company at their stage. It shows they're actively seeking and securing the capital needed to push their development forward. However, it also dilutes existing shareholders' ownership, meaning each share now represents a smaller piece of the company. The fees paid to the placement agent are also a notable cost of securing this funding. The lockup agreements are a positive million drug. Multikine raising $5.7 million is a significant event for a company at their stage. It shows they're actively seeking and securing the capital needed to push their development forward. However, it also dilutes existing shareholders' ownership, meaning each share now represents a smaller piece of the company. The fees paid to the placement agent are also a notable cost of securing this funding. The lockup agreements are a positive sign, suggesting internal confidence, but always remember clinical staging on our Discord server.